being a part of Netflix and as a business, you need to really balance out between adoption and retention. So my question would be, which is the more important one and why?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. I would say I'm in the camp that believes that retention is probably more important because we are a monthly subscription service. So again, simple example. Imagine if we were a $1 service and
Hmm,
100 people joined us in month one and 50 people left us in month two. So at the end of month two, we have 150 people. We get
hmm,
how much? $150 over 2 months. Whereas if 100 people came in month one, 99 people stayed in month two, we get $199. Very
hmm,
simple math. If you add that up over the months and the years, you'll realize that for a digital subscription business, retention is very important. It's, I think, if you're doing high quality content, then the acquisition will happen over time. I think the levers to drive acquisition fairly well understood. The levers to drive high quality retention are probably harder. And I would say, at least in my mind, they're probably more important for a country like India today. Because if you're looking for revenue market share leadership, that's what matters. And for some, look, that may not matter because
hmm,
if for I can imagine for a Hotstar, and I'm not speaking for them, but I'm trying to imagine myself in their shoes. If 100 million people watch during IPL and they all leave, maybe it's okay because you get 100 million people who can be served an ad. So retention may
hmm,
not be important. For Amazon Prime, if Prime Video specifically, if 5 million people come in and watch Muzaffarpur and they watch nothing else on Amazon Prime Video, maybe that's okay because Amazon Prime is a bundle. And if they
hmm.
shop more on Amazon or if they listen to music on Amazon Music, it makes great sense for their business. But for us, we do one thing. We do subscription, month on month subscription video. So
Yeah.
we've got to earn our bread by keeping those members on the service month after month.
That's a very great insight. I think number wise, as well as how you mentioned that how the mix from Netflix compared to Hotstar or Amazon Prime is different. I think this is an obvious question, but I definitely would like to get your inputs. Is during the COVID period, what are the things did you see in terms of adoption or consumer behavior on Netflix which you didn't anticipate?
Yeah, I think so. We obviously saw a large influx of a lot of new members on the service globally and in India because I think when people were confined to their homes, we were one of the services that was fortunate that people trusted as sort of a refuge. So that was no surprise there. That was great. The couple of things that surprised me personally were one, a lot of these people continued to stay with the service even after the lockdowns ended. If you go back to sort of some of the transcripts of our quarterly earnings report just after the COVID lockdowns, we talked about this huge bump in acquisition and we set very conservative expectations saying that a lot of these people will churn out because as the world goes back to normal and people get out of their homes and go back to schools and their workplaces and so on, naturally we were expecting churn. I think in spite of that expectation, I was very pleasantly surprised with the strength of the retention we saw post all of the lockdowns ending globally. The
Hmm,
thing that I don't know if it's surprising, but the thing that was pleasant for me about our members in India who came in during the time was the diversity of content they were watching. We saw just so much more viewing of documentaries, for instance. We saw a lot of viewing of international content. Dark season 3 was huge
yes.
in India. The Protector from Turkey was in the top 10 for multiple weeks. Even today, if you go and look at the top 10 in India, and we've started doing that in a country, we show you what the top 10 shows and
Hmm,
movies are.
yeah.
You will see Firefly Lane at number one. So, what was tremendously heartening to me personally was all of these people coming in were watching shows from all over the world. And
Hmm,
that's really the foundation of what Netflix is built on, is to give creators from everywhere a voice all over the world and to allow people a way to get plugged in to stories which are told really well from all over the world and feel connected in some way because underlying all of the stories are emotions that are universal. And I saw some of that play out, and that was really what was very pleasant and personally to me, because it's very easy to get constantly get thrown off by sort of the environment around us, where we may feel disconnected because we are obviously not all together physically, or we may feel polarized because we are like, we have different political beliefs and so on. But this was a heartening moment for me in the midst of all of this.